Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. So we are going to go do a little greenhouse tour here. I'm trying to keep these a little bit shorter. There's so much going on. I can spend literally hours in here talking to you guys. But I wanted to just sort of bring you in, let you know everything survived the summer. I haven't got the fans off or anything, so it might be a little bit noisy. The fogger just kicked on, of course. It kicks on and off, but yeah, so everything is doing well. I like this time of year because the light is nice and bright on the greenhouse and on the plants up on the roof. There's no shade cloth on up there anymore. It's just nice and bright for the plants. They get one final big burst of light before winter kicks in. So, and by the time spring kicks in, then they're ready for more light again. Because these ones above my head get no extra light for the year. Here is an awesome Spectabilis. Loving that guy. Vogelia is right there. Yeah, we have some Heliamphoras in bloom. Some Neblinae. Nice seed growing Edwardsiana. This picture is about to get much bigger. Little Eddie Hamadas behind it. They're kind of cool. What else? There's so much. So really, I mean, this I think is just going to be a getting ready for winter video more than a greenhouse tour. The air conditioner was on yesterday. I expect it on again today, so we're not going to take that out yet, but I have to take that out every winter. The one year I left it in, it didn't start again in the spring, so I had to buy a new one, which kind of sucked. Hamatas over here, looking quite nice. They're really over in the shaded sort of area. A lot of basil pictures came out this year, basil shoots, and the main vines, they did reach way up into the light up here, and then they kind of just stopped growing and are letting the new shoots down at the roots take over, sort of. So I was hoping for blooms this year. I didn't get them. I got some upper pictures. You can see all in here are upper pictures, but yeah, I didn't get any blooms, so saddened by that a little bit. Sun just is hitting them nicely right now. You can see how bright it is up there. That's really really good. It's super shaded down here. Well, not super shaded, but it's less bright. But yeah, really sunny up there this time of year, being there's no shade cloth on. But yeah, I'm getting ready for winter, so that'll be coming out soon. What else? I've been cleaning the polycarbonate doors and panes of glass. Yeah, they get kind of green algae on them all summer with the humidity and the bright light. So getting ready for winter time, I make sure those get cleaned to bring in as much light as I possibly can. Here is a fresh popped Robcantlii across Hamada. The little Mastivalias and stuff, they're starting to bloom again now that the weather's getting cooler. I moved my Heliamphoras down low because I think they're getting heat stress this year. There's a few that have yellow pictures on them, so I'm not happy about that, but I think they'll be okay. They did this a little bit last year too, got a little bit of heat stress on them, and they recovered fully through the winter. So this time I just took that one step faster or sooner and just put them down on the lowest shelf under lights. They weren't that much higher, but they were right here where it's kind of empty. And this is the north wall, but the south sun, the noonday sun, shines right on it, even with a shade cloth. So they were getting quite warm. So I'm hoping that down there they'll be a little bit better. And again, I had to move them around, so now they're here. So they get morning sun, at least when the bananas and all the tropicals out front or out the side aren't blocking them. My Pinguiculas, as always, are in nice bloom. I repotted a few of those. I need to repot a whole bunch more of those guys. Repotting is so easy. They have basically no roots. They just sit on top of soil. So it's a matter of changing out the soil. But yeah, with winter coming, oh man, if I was to do another video in a month's time for you, it's going to be a totally different video. We're getting almost into October now. As soon as Halloween hits, we have got less than 10 hours of light here where I live, and then a lot of the plants just sort of slow rate down. I do find that Nepenthes, they don't mind it at all. I get my best pictures in the wintertime. I get my smallest pictures in the summertime. But yeah, they don't mind it at all. It's just a little bit more trying on them, I think. You know, they're still ready for spring by the time spring happens. And I don't reach that 10 hours of light again. That's my magic number until Valentine's Day. So yeah, pretty soon we're gonna have to start like the cold side or the warm side, especially because I want the nighttime highs to stay warmer on that side. I'm gonna have to start like bubble wrapping the outside and bubble wrapping the inside. I always think this time of year it's like, it's still nice and warm. We're still reaching, you know, my desired temperatures in here and stuff like that. But man, the last week in October and the first week in November, winter just like fall hits hard here, and it's like I need that extra insulation, we'll say, on it. Yeah, what else? The vents, of course, are still enabled up here. But even my roof gets a layer of bubble wrap on it. So eventually these things, they have to be disabled before I can put the bubble wrap up there, or else I'll like kill my vent things because it won't be able to lift because there'll be stuff on the roof. So those will have to be disabled. But while they're still opening and working and I need them, then they're going to stay open. I changed out a lot of light bulbs this year in prep for winter. I only like to use my light bulbs for 2 years. I try to always write a date on them. So you can see 11/16. So I didn't replace them this year, but I'll have to replace those ones next year. And yeah, it just keeps everything growing nicely. They don't burn out, but it's amazing. Fluorescent lights, they lose their spectrum, they lose their intensity and their par and their lux very quickly. To our human eyes, they still look bright, but to plants, they're definitely not bright. So I got some lights ready for winter and stuff like that. And yeah, getting ready for winter is always it's always sad. But anyways, we still got a month left of good growing, so things are going to, you know, keep growing. I just repotted all my cephalotus. Word of warning here, these things, they also started going like downhill for me. You can see this moss that's here, the green moss that's growing right there. It was growing in all the pots, and it was growing really, really, really thick. And I think it was actually like smothering around the crowns and not letting them dry out enough, and I was like starting to lose pitchers. And so I had to repot them and rip all that moss out and put a fresh layer of sand in, but it grows on top of my sand, so I have to watch that. And same with over here. I was noticing this used to be like lush moss all up here. For the last year I've been growing the sphagnum moss, really lush. And I realized about midsummer, I can't see my plants anymore. They're like buried. The moss was growing so much faster than the plants. And so I started slowly backing the moss off, and you know, all of these stems and stuff like this. This is my pitopangii. Were very moist. They were very wet. Same with my aristolochoides here. Everything was wet and not drying properly. And I decided I'm going to rip it out and get some airflow growing again right to the base of the plants. So the sphagnum is nice if the plants are bigger. And I think if the lighting intensity is more, it was growing faster here because there's less light. The moss that's up in the pots up here grows like super tight because I don't know if you can focus, that's way above my head and the microphone's moved away from me, but the moss up there grows so much tighter. It doesn't affect the plants nearly so much as down here. So yeah, I spent an evening like pulling the moss back out and just kind of leaving some shreds and giving my plants some breathing room again. Like this was my Micramphora, and it was basically the moss had like gone right up and was like covering up the plant, and this little like seedling down here was not doing so well because it was like completely buried. So anyways, the moss has been removed like that, and we'll try it again. I love the look of the moss, but man, it grows fast in here, so I don't like that very much. So that kind of looks like crap. I see a new shoot coming out of my pitopangii here, so that's cool. This thing has some nice uppers on it. But again, I was hoping for some flowers this year and it just didn't happen. They kind of like reach a certain height and then they slow down growth and then produce shoots down to the bottom again. But yeah, so anyways, that is my greenhouse update for now. Things are going well. There's lots and lots of blooms in the warm side coming out, tons of spikes. So I think I'm going to spend 10 minutes on the next video just doing an orchid update for you on the warm side of the greenhouse. I hope you like this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching.